First tonight, 27 children are killed or injured on Yorkshire's roads every week. That's shocking, isn't it? That's according to data from the road safety charity Brake. They're now calling for a 20-mile-per-hour speed limit to be imposed on all roads near schools to try and keep children safe. We called all our councils and just one, Calderdale, had a mandatory 20 miles per hour zone around all their schools. The latest figures show almost 1,300 children were killed or injured on roads in Yorkshire and the Humberside in 2021. And according to Brake, excess speed is a factor in a quarter of fatal crashes. Mark Ansell has our top story.
It were amazing. Gorgeous blue eyes. He walked into a room and he lit it up, but he just shone.
6-year-old Owen Whiteman from Wakefield was hit by a car while playing close to his home in 2011.
Somebody came here to alert us of what had happened. Obviously, we got to the scene and was hoping that we could hear him crying and screaming. When we got there was no sound.
The car was being driven at 57 miles an hour in a 30-mile-an-hour zone.
We went to hospital and then within 20 minutes he came to us and they just said, "I'm really sorry, but he's gone." His life were only just beginning.
The 22-year-old driver didn't stop. He was given a 5-year prison sentence for causing death by dangerous driving.
Owen's gone to cross the road, but he'd only put his leg out and they hit his leg. If that car had have hit him at 20 mile an hour, he'd have still been here.
Yorkshire road safety charity Brake is calling for a 20-mile-an-hour speed limit to be imposed on all roads near schools.
If you crash a car at 30 miles an hour, it has twice the amount of kinetic energy as a car crashing at 20 miles an hour. Stopping speeds, if you were stopping speed at 30 miles an hour, it stops at it's 23 metres. 20 miles an hour, it's 12 metres. So there's big differences between the two speeds.
Children at Wickersley Northfield Primary in Rotherham have been monitoring speeds outside their school.
I think it's very important as there's loads of children around, as it's a school, a really busy school, so I think it's very important to be a lower speed limit so everyone's safe.
2 students at Rossett School in Harrogate suffered life-changing injuries in February this year when they were walking to school. A car ploughed into them on the pavement and then hit a wall.
We haven't seen anything quite on this scale before, but there have been a number of other accidents or incidents in the local area and a lot of near misses, and I think that's the thing that sometimes goes unreported, that lots of children, particularly adults as well, have come very close to having very significant injuries or being killed on local roads.
Parents are supporting the campaign for a blanket 20-mile-an-hour speed limit on roads around schools.
There's so much traffic here. People drive way too fast. Most of the roads outside the schools are actually 30-mile-an-hour limits. Of course, when there's big secondary schools, you get massive groups of teenagers. They're not always very aware of what's going on around them. Pavements can be narrow. It's pretty scary.
Campaigners say they won't stop until drivers are made to slow down near children. Mark Ansell, BBC Look North.